Definitely mad as hell, first and foremost.
But it's not.
Welcome in. We're live here from the Community First Igloo as we start to look ahead to what's next for the Jaguars. This is Teal, the show coming your way live here. We've got a fun show planned for you. I'm Jamal St. Cyr alongside Jana Angel.
Happy to be here. I am so excited to be right here with you. That JJ energy going into the full 904 fun that we know and love, and talking all things Jags right here at the Igloo.
And we got to get the energy hype because the Jaguars are 6-3. They are one of the top teams in the AFC right now, so there's a lot to be excited about. And to help get you through everything, we've got a former Jaguars player here hanging out with us. We've got Mr. Aaron Beasley, so kind to come hang out with us and get everybody excited to get back into the flow of what's next for the Jaguars.
Well, you got me in the opposite sport right now, hockey rink. Don't get me on there because I'll break some bones, but I can talk some football all day.
Hey, we'll see if we can get you in some skates at some point. How about that? We'll all learn together.
Make this a very experiential
I'm not
interview.
me. I'll tell you now.
So we're starting this show off. This is the first time we're doing one of these, and sadly it's coming off of a not great game for the Jaguars against the San Francisco 49ers. Kind of one that everybody wants to forget and probably forget pretty quickly.
But you know, the good thing is we're only going to have even better Teal the Show moments from here on out. We're gonna start right here, and we're only going to go up from here. So you know what? I'm okay with it. We're going to recover, and we're going to cover quickly.
All right, we're going to get all the positive energy flowing. Jaguars need a little bit of that positive energy. Players have been kind of talking about how that loss has motivated them for what's next as they start to move forward through the season and try and get back things on the right track.
All you can do is just use it as motivation. You know, we have enough veterans in this locker room to know that this league isn't easy, and you know, it should hurt. You should be embarrassed, and so you just use it as motivation to move on and just get 1 week better.
We're pissed off about that one. Sure. That was such a big game and a great opponent, and for us to go have an opportunity to compete against a Super Bowl caliber team, and we dropped the ball. So no confidence lost in that. Just you know, we got to go fix that. We got to make that right.
All right, Aaron, one of the words that's been being thrown around the locker room a lot was embarrassed after what was a rough game. A lot of other choice words being thrown around that you can understand that's not a performance that they want to hold on to.
At least it happened now is what I can say. You know, that's part of the game. You're gonna have those games because, I mean, you see the 49ers roster. I mean, they are talented. I mean, across the board on the defense, they have a great line on both sides, weapons everywhere. We just got to come to play next time, because when I saw that first screen play and somebody was blocking that was supposed to catch the ball, I thought there was going to be a bad day.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those days where it felt like nothing went right.
Yeah, and it really happened, but it was coming off a week of great energy. I mean, we weren't seeing any negativity in the locker room. We were seeing really great attitudes. Everyone was feeling good about it. I mean, even from us on the media side, we all felt good going into that game, and I think it really stunned and shocked all of us. Like, we all felt like we played bad.
I know. A bye week. You think you're going to come out and play a little better than that.
You'd like to think they would, but look, the sky isn't falling. It was a rough game. It was bad. There's not much you can take good from it, but like you mentioned, at least it happened now. It's early in the season. Jaguars are still 6-3. Calvin Ridley said that, look, there's still a lot of season left to play, and they feel pretty good about where they're at as a team.
We need every game. We need every game. We only lost 3 games. We only lost 3 games. I mean, we need all of them, but we only lost 3 games. I mean, we're making it a big deal. Everyone going crazy. We lost 3 games. 6-3 is good. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get back on our pace. I mean, we won 5 games straight, lost, what, 1? We're going to be all right.
So there we hear kind of 2 different reactions coming out of the locker room, and I love that we ended kind of on a more positive note. Now, we've all had those L's that we've had to go back in the locker room, cameras in your face, you got to say something. But how do you feel like everyone's taken that loss and taken that transition, stepping into this weekend?
Humble pie, you know? You're not as good as you thought you were. So I think a loss like that, actually, it motivates you even more. You know, now you get into that film room, you study a little more film, you get yourself even more in tune with what you're supposed to be doing, because you got to let it go. I was thinking about what to say coming in here, and I'm like, every game in the NFL is like a bowl game in college. Yeah. You think about it like that. Yeah. So the amount of emotion and energy you put in, these guys are going to just have to like refocus and re-energize.
Yeah, it's a huge game for the Jaguars. Every game is a big game in the NFL, and now they kind of have to put that one behind them really quickly because the Tennessee Titans are coming to town, and they're coming to town quickly. And this is a big AFC South game in a division that's probably a little bit closer than we gave it credit for. Coming up here in Teal the Show, when we return right after this quick break, we're going to start talking more about what's next for the team, put that bad loss behind us, and move on to next Sunday. That's straight ahead right after this break. And welcome back here. We're live at the Community First Igloo for our first Teal the Show live here. A lot of fun as we kind of go through a fun year of Jaguars football. Team 6-3. Look, I know they're coming off a loss, but Team 6-3.
That's
this is a fun year.
It's going to be a fun year, and we talked about that at the beginning of the show, but we all agreed, right? We voted. We're moving on, and we're going to talk about what's ahead of us and how we're going to make it happen.
That game's over. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's gone. You got to flush it and move on. Look, this is the best start for the Jaguars since 1999. Conveniently, a team that he might remember a little bit.
But the thing is, this Titans team is the one that, I still don't like him. I talked to Eddie George. I still don't like him as a Titan, But the thing is, then they come out with a movie, Remember the Titans, and all I could do is remember the Titans.
I think that was the movie we all had to watch on rainy days when recess got canceled or you had a substitute teacher. So, sorry, I think we're all going to remember them with you.
We definitely will. But, hey, look, the Jaguars quarterback reminds us of one of the characters from there, Sunshine. So there's something from it. Maybe that puts all of those Titans woes behind us now that Trevor Lawrence is leading the team. This is a big week for the Jaguars as they start to try and get back on track. This is a rivalry game. This is one of those teams that you want to beat each time. But most importantly, this is a division game. And the first goal for the Jaguars this year, win the division.
That's the only guarantee to the playoffs.
That's it. Guaranteed role.
That's your ticket.
That's the ticket in, and they have to win the division to do it, and that gets you a home playoff game. Doug Peterson says his team is focused and knows that this is a big week.
Yeah, I expect it from our guys, to have that type of edge. It just, Tennessee's a good football team, and, they're going to remember last year, obviously, and our guys need to remember too. So, I expect that. Regardless of where we play, but more importantly here at home.
It being a division opponent, it means a little more in reality, but I feel like every game means a lot to us. We're happy division opponents because we get a chance to go out there and prove ourselves and just show the world who we really are, right our wrongs and just get back to playing football how we should have been playing the whole time.
Hey, they got to get back to playing football. They got to get back to playing Jaguars brand football, which is not exactly, at least under Doug Peterson, what we saw last week against the 49ers.
It was very frantic, and we talked about this at the top of the show, just how much it shocked all of us because I think we all felt ready going into that game, and you could see him even when he came to do press. He was frustrated. We were seeing Ingram's jaw talking about it. He was locked in because everyone, I think, was still shocked at what happened. But going into this weekend, I think everyone's going to be ready for revenge. What do you think?
It looks like we started the game from the first 3 weeks. How we started, we kind of were up and down, and then we got on a good streak of consistency, and then it looked like we just went back to our old ways. It looked like last season, the first half of the season, with the turnovers, the like young-looking mistakes. We kind of look like a college team certain plays. But I think the main thing is just get back to what we do. And I think when we're at our best, we run the ball. I think we kind of got away from that because we were in some bad situations.
Yeah, you can't make those mistakes against good football teams. You just can't do it because they'll make you pay for it. All right, the Jaguars-Titans is a big rivalry. Let's take a look at some of the stuff from over the years. The Titans lead the series all time. The Jaguars won the last game against the Titans. That wrapped up the season, wrapped up the AFC South Championship last year. Aaron, I know you have had some rough games against the Titans over the years. But one good note, first franchise win in Jaguars history came against the Houston Oilers at the time, which then turned into the Titans. So there is some good history, even if there is some rough history that you don't want to remember.
The rivalry is still there. Yeah. Because we left the AFC Central and formed the AFC South, but we stayed as rivals, and that was pretty cool. So, I get together with some guys, and we talk, but they still always have the advantage because they went to the Super Bowl the year we thought we were going. But, it was a great year. They had a great quarterback. They played well that year.
Yeah, you know who else is playing really well is these jokesters behind me. Are you guys some Jaguars fans? Yes? See, all the Jags fans. Okay, do you guys hear that Trevor hurt his knee? Yes? All right, well, we're going to talk about it. Jamal, you got any updates for us? Because I know that he's getting better. He's starting to move and feel comfortable. And that's what you want from an athlete is after you experience an injury, you want to be able to finally feel comfort because you do play with fear. I think no matter what tenacity you have, if you know you have an injury, that's your career. That's your body on the line.
Yeah, he's been battling through it. It's been about a month since the injury. Doug Peterson did say the knee injury has been bothering him just enough that it has had an impact on the offense.
One of the things we haven't been able to do because of Trevor's condition, obviously with the knee and everything, is just move him a little bit more. Sometimes you can create some off of that, and he's been limited that way. Play action pass can be, an opportunity to shoot the ball down the field on first or second down.
And look, it's been a little bit of time, and Trevor said he had to get used to wearing the knee brace, which wasn't natural for him.
Right.
But Trevor said that week by week, he's feeling just that much more comfortable out there on the field as the knee heals and gets better, which just takes time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally getting to where not going to really think about it as much and it won't be as much of an issue. I feel like I'm starting to move pretty fluid, and it's not bothering me when I do much. Obviously it's still a little bit here and there. It'll get a little aggravated, but it's a good question. I'm starting to feel comfortable, and I'm happy about that, the progress I've made, and we've been able to, protect it the last few weeks, and I'm excited to, hopefully finally kind of get going and just play normal, move around, all that stuff. Yeah, I think that gives me confidence in playing and moving around. I think that's a big part of this game. No matter who you are, you got to be able to move, and it feels good kind of getting back to that point where I feel like I can. So whether that's, on the perimeter or it's just escaping the pocket, whatever it is, making plays outside of the pocket, off schedule, I think that's stuff that really a lot of the good offenses in this league do, and something that we were doing earlier on in the season, and kind of get back to some of that.
It's great to hear him feeling a lot better, like I said, getting away from that fear. I think we all spent time in one of those awful braces. You feel like the Tin Man the first week, don't you think? What do you think, Aaron?
Injuries are not fun.
No.
My first season, I missed 10 games, and I missed one play in college. So being out, it's like you feel like you're not a part of the team. And then at the same time, what happens is you got to come earlier to get to the training room. You have to stay later to do more extra treatment, and it becomes a hassle at the same time. So,
right.
It takes your time away from film study. You want to be 100% mental, like you said, though.
Yeah, you know what I think the toughest part is when the whole team's getting chewed and you didn't play, but you still got to feel bad just being hurt. I think that's one of the worst parts of being injured is just watching your team suffer without you.
And that's what Trevor said. He didn't want to be a guy who let his team down, wanted to play through that injury. Now he's out there. He's been playing well, but Doug Peterson, you heard him, basically said that there are some things on the offense that they'd like to do, but they just haven't been able to do because they don't want to put Trevor at risk of making the knee worse, which there's always a worse to an injury, especially when you're playing through it. The pain is the pain, but it can get worse if you take another hit to it.
Yep. Overcompensate, you might put too much pressure on the other leg, or especially with a knee injury like that, your ankles and other things. So, that's a franchise quarterback. We can't be messing that guy up.
I agree. Precious cargo right there.
That's right. You got to treat him as such. You want to take care of that. All right, we still got plenty of Teal the Show coming your way. Coming up after this, we'll talk a little bit about some of the Jaguars swag you've been seeing at games. That's coming up right after this break.
Welcome back to the Community First Igloo. We are so excited to keep hanging out with you, talking Teal the Show. Now, guys, I know we've done quite a bit of X's and O's. We've looked forward, we've looked backward. I want us to look right here at the 904. Let's talk about the difference that the Jaguars have made just in terms of the community. Sean Khan has been really headlining this and leading this pack for a long time, but I really feel like it's catching on now. Just want to get your thoughts.
Yeah, it definitely is. Look, this is a community team here in Jacksonville. It is the pro team. It's the city's team, and they do a good job of embracing a lot of businesses around town as the community loves them. They love the community back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to hear what you think just in terms of the changes you've seen. I know you're 29 still and, you've only seen so much. But, we're seeing now community brands alongside NFL logos. And I think that's huge. And we're seeing influencers start to integrate with the team, just like Evan Ingram's fiance, Emily. And we're starting to see that elevate fashion. And, it's really just kind of turning a new page in terms of the culture of tailgating. LaFarve, their I mean, their release, I mean, had lines literally down the sidewalk, you know. So what are you thinking that does for small businesses here in the 904?
Winning does a lot for a city. You
Amen.
know? I would
Amen.
have to say that. I just think with the internet and everything, because when I got here in '96, there was no internet. I mean, Beach Boulevard was 2 lanes, and then I come back 20 years later, and it's just like this city has grown tremendously. The new buildings going up everywhere, and I just think how big this city is. It has like a potential for endless growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of the stuff is a hot ticket. Can we go back to that video real quick? Because that's a video of people trying to get some of that new Jaguars gear that it's been a hot ticket. Everybody wants it. It's tough to get a hold of. They keep doing these drops.
Right.
And you see everybody with it. You see Trevor Lawrence wearing them during press conferences.
Exactly. And that's so unique and special. This was actually a video that my producer Vaughn sent to me Saturday morning. I'm like, this many people were up and at him on a Saturday just trying to get gear that has the Jaguar on it.
That's what happens when you're winning.
Listen, I think that's really unique and really special, and we only want to see that grow. We also see it in food brands. I mean, Mr. Chubby's, they went from kind of being the place to watch a game to now they're in an NFL stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is the place?
Mr. Chubby's Wings.
We'll take you.
Yeah. Getting hungry.
That name scares me.
All right. So as we kind of start getting back to the game, next game is at the bank too. So a lot of people will be able to wear some of that stuff out to the game as they get ready to take on the Titans. So we're going to do a segment that we call Tired or Wired. So there are going to be a few statements in here, and we're going to go through them, and we'll say tired if, you know, it's kind of thrown out, but wired if there's actually something to it.
All right. Well, I'm going to flip the script, and I'm actually going to toss these to you guys because I want to see what y'all think. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Y'all, NC State, told you. All right, so we're going to kick it off. Talking offense, you know how I feel about it. All right, is our offense holding back the team? What I say about that crispy jersey that I wanted last year during Teal the show?
You did. You said you wanted to see Trevor Lawrence in a crispy jersey. Right now, the Jaguars are a defensive football team. The defense has really been carrying them to these wins. The offense has got to get it together. I don't think it's the offense we expected, right?
Not with those weapons.
Yeah.
You know, when I first saw it, I was like, my Madden team's going to be pretty good. You know, I got one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best running backs, tight ends. The speed is out there. But, you know, just sometimes it's coming together. You know, I always say Ruggs, but it's Ridley being out for 2 years. You never know how mentally he is out there. I mean, even though he looks pretty sharp, the game speed kind of slow, it speeds up on you as well. You know, these guys are bigger, stronger, faster every year.
Right.
All right, well, I want to see, we get one more. All right, are the Jags a road team? I just want tired or wired. What do you think?
Oh, that's definitely wired. They're definitely a road football team.
All right, what do you think?
I would
Tired or
say
wired?
tired because when I hear Duval all up in that stadium, I mean, the energy's there. The fans are there. It's just we gotta put it together and win because we are going to have a home playoff game, and we better be ready.
That's right. We better be ready. All right, and you better be ready for a lot more Teal the Show coming up right after this break. Don't miss.
All right, take a look at this. We got Aaron Beasley at the Alumni game down on the field going against Jimmy Smith. Look, cornerback, wide receiver, anytime, any place you can get it, right?
Now, does that bring back just some great nostalgia for you? I mean, this has to be fun for Alumni Weekend. That's great to see.
Oh, man, seeing the guys, and so many guys come down here. But, like, me and Jimmy, I would say it's more nightmares because every day of practice going against Jimmy Smith or Keenan McCardell, every day one-on-ones it prepared me every day to go hard.
All right.
Every practice, you know.
Appreciate it. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.